We're joined tonight by sophomore center Morgan Cahill and senior forward Abby Young, following a GNAC semifinal victory over Riviera University. You guys won the game 79-72. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You guys are now going to host a conference championship here. It'll be the first for the women in I don't know how long. I've never done it in a GNAC. You've played in the championship. Abby played when she was a sophomore. Morgan, for you, it'll be your first trip to the big dance, I guess, for the GNAC.
Yeah, let's go.
So let's talk about just some wide open questions here. What were some keys to tonight's win? I mean, it was kind of it was a close game throughout. Even when the score wasn't close, it always felt like Riv could come back because they have so many good scorers. What were some keys?
I know, at least I think it was focus and take every minute one at a time. Try not to. Coach told us before, he was like, we can't look ahead. Like, we can't think about the end of the game. We have to play in the moment, and I think that's what we did. And also, especially for me, and I'm sure the other seniors, we were thinking, or before the game, I was thinking, oh, this could be my last game, and I don't want to play scared. So it was kind of one of those things where you have to just not even think. I couldn't even think that it could be my last game.
Yeah, like it was almost good. We had that experience the last game where they came back from being so far behind, so we knew what to expect.
Right, exactly. Earlier this year, you guys led by 30 and ended up winning by 6, I think it was. So that was kind of a hold on tight and just let's see if that clock can run off. Well, Abby, you talked about you don't want to play scared, you don't want to think about it being your last game. So does that change a little bit going into Saturday into a championship setting where that's got to be your goal? One of your biggest goals was to get to the championship game. Of course, to win it is the next goal. But does that change a little bit on Saturday? You don't have that last game feeling.
I think it's the same thing. I got to keep the same mentality and think, because if I'm thinking about after the game, then it's not gonna. It's definitely gonna affect how I play. So I have to try to think in the moment as best as I can.
Now, Abby, back to you again. Having some experience in a GNAC championship, of course, it was down at Emmanuel when you were a sophomore. What kind of advice or experience can you bring to some of these players that haven't been there before?
Stay calm and work as hard as you can. Next play, just move on to the next play no matter what happens. That's what you have to do.
Well, you guys both had great games. Abby, 28 points, 11 rebounds, 10 for 10 from the free throw line. An amazing effort overall. And Morgan just missed a double-double, 19 points and 9 rebounds. A good night by you as well. So most of the points, well, a lot of the points coming from the paint. But the flip side of that, it seemed like you guys are hitting from downtown from three-point distance. All year it wasn't a strength of this team, and now all of a sudden it feels like they're falling way more often, knock on wood, right. So what's going on with that? Is it just people, like players getting more confident?
I feel like a lot of the shots that we're taking, they're coming from, they're getting good passes, the players are, and they're more set.
Yeah, I think we did talk to them before the game just to be confident, keep shooting. Because I know last game we kind of struggled a little bit because I think their confidence was off. But I think we got them pumped up more today.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, maybe some people don't realize it in New England, but they should, that there's some really good women's basketball in the state of Maine. We know about the school down the road, Southern Maine. UNE is always a good program. Bowdoin, Colby, Bates, those are tough programs traditionally. What's with Maine women's basketball? You guys are from the same area, basically. We saw some pictures of you guys playing against each other on the senior photo slideshow. What's the deal with women's basketball in Maine? It just seems like there's always teams that are near the top in the region. How do you explain that?
That's a good question.
I don't know. I know, at least at my school, we started young. I was at the clinic, I think, when I was in kindergarten. So I think that's a big, at least with my high school, that was a big thing, was starting young and I played with the same people up through high school.
Yeah, I think just Maine in general, from my experience, it's been such a community of basketball, so everyone's always playing against each other, AAU, we probably know, everyone knows each other.
Everybody.
If anybody who's your age, you'll recognize their name. You hear it, you're like, oh, they play basketball, I know who that is. Yeah. It's such a small community.
Kind of more competitive when you know everyone, too.
Yeah.
That's why it's an interesting thing, because you wouldn't necessarily know that Maine is so good at women's basketball, and it's a really cool thing. Another key to tonight's win, of course, was free throw shooting. 25 for 29 from the line. How much you guys been shooting free throws in practice?
Not much. Yes, every day.
Awesome. A rebounds advantage, 40 to 28. You guys had some turnovers. They scored 21 points off those, 23 points off 18 turnovers, but you guys just battled back from that. The free throws maybe were the difference. So what do we expect on Saturday? Of course, a home championship game. We've had 2 men's home games here. We've never seen a women's game here for GNAC championship, like I said earlier in the interview. What are we looking for? It's going to be Norwich or Johnson and Wales. Maybe give a real brief scouting report if you feel comfortable, or talk about how you played against them earlier this year. What should we look for on Saturday?
I think it's going to be a good game no matter what. Whoever we play, both teams gave us a really good game. They were hard fought. When we played Johnson Wales, we were up, and they came back, and then Norwich was just a tough battle the whole game, and I think both teams are going to be going into this being like, we have nothing to lose. So it's just going to be tough. We have to work hard for 40 minutes. So
it's a very level field of 8 teams that entered the conference tournament, as we saw Norwich upset Emmanuel, number 1 seed, perennial GNAC contender. And now, nobody knows what's going to happen. So, Abby, did you think that this is how your senior year was going to go?
I don't know. I didn't really...
This is how you hoped it would go?
Yeah, this is obviously a goal, but I didn't think anything. I just... I don't really know.
I'm curious too, Morgan. What's your mindset right now as a sophomore? Last year, obviously, you didn't get to the championship game. You had a great year, rookie of the year. You've had another great year. What is your mindset as a sophomore thinking about going into a championship game?
I just think it feels like I've been with these seniors for a lot longer than 2 years to me, and I just think that we're going to play hard no matter what, because we know that we deserve to be there, and it's going to be a good game, and shouldn't be nervous about anything.
All right. Great. Congratulations again. It was a fantastic game. Well played by both of you, and best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you.